Hi guys, welcome back to the 12 Days of Foundation. We are on day number 7 today, and today it is all about Bobbi Brown. I have never reviewed a Bobbi Brown foundation. I've had the shimmer bricks in the past. You know, I'm obsessed with the crushed liquid lipsticks, so I'm really excited to chat further about this foundation. If you missed the first 6 days, I will have them linked down below along with timestamps for this video if you'd like to skip ahead to anything like a flash photo test or just skip right to the end and see how it looks at the end of the day. But let's go ahead and get started. So this is the Bobbi Brown Skin Long Wearing Weightless Foundation, not to be confused with their Skin Foundation. I'm not sure if that's being phased out, the Skin, but on the Canadian website there's barely any shades, and on the American website there's not as many shades either. So this is the newer of the two foundations, just in case you weren't sure. This came out I think last year. It has an SPF of 15 in here. On the American Sephora website it's retailing for $47, and on the Canadian website, I forgot, I think it's $62. Yes, it is retailing for $62. Another difference between the American and Canadian: on Sephora Canada you're getting 30 shades. On the American Sephora site there are 45 shades listed. So it might depend on retailer and when you're in store or whatnot. This is also available at Hudson's Bay here in Canada. You can also purchase it online. There's a few different ways to get it, so not to say that Canada has no access to the other shades, I'm just not totally sure. So this says that it is a matte foundation. It has medium coverage. It seems to be good for all skin types. Again, discrepancies between the two Sephora websites. American does not list dry, Canadian does list dry, oily, combo, normal, and it claims to be, of course, very, very long wearing. As always, this is not a first impression. I have worn this quite a few times, so I'm gonna go ahead and prime half of my face. I picked out as much Bobbi Brown makeup as I have, so I'm gonna be using their primer plus mattifier, but let's get into application. So I'm wearing the shade 5.75, which is Golden Honey, and I feel like that's a pretty good match for me. They had sent me some foundations a little while back in a few different shades, and this was the shade that I landed on for matching me the best, because I had tried 5 as well, and I believe that was too light. So 5.75 is a good shade match for me. I remember just kind of reminiscing on Bobbi Brown, but that duo they have or had with the corrector or the concealer in it and then the little powder on the side to actually set it, like, first of all, that's genius. Why is no one else doing that? That's the only place I feel like it's acceptable to have like a powder and a cream together, because normally I don't like that in palettes, but I remember lusting after that so much. It was such like a kind of a really popular product on YouTube like 8-9 years ago maybe. But you can see it gives a really beautiful skin-like finish. I have a couple of breakouts, but it does a good job. And I'm gonna use a sponge today. This foundation does work with a brush too. And let me know if you have tried both this and the original Bobbi Brown. Do you have a preference on which one you like better? When you pump out the product, you don't get a ton, which I like. So this is the 4th pump. I'm gonna build it up a little bit more. I prefer having like a smaller pump, and then instead of like getting a ton of product all out at once. But yeah, it's interesting that Bobbi Brown has actually now left the brand, so it still has her name, but she's actually not a part of the brand anymore, which is like so iconic. That's so crazy cool. I think she came out with vitamins or something. So I love the way that this looks on the skin. It's definitely, I think, as you can see, not as matte as like some other matte foundations that are out there. It does set down a little bit. It might just be that it's more matte in comparison to other Bobbi Brown offerings as well. Like if you compare it to I don't know, like an Urban Decay All Nighter foundation or something that's like really, really matte. This obviously is not as matte as that, but in comparison to other Bobbi Brown, maybe it is more on the matte side. But my friend Aisha, if you watch her YouTube channel, she's gorgeous. This is one of her favorite foundations. She also loves the Shiseido foundation, so I've come to really trust her foundation recommendations, although she looks good at everything, but this is really pretty. It's something she's been wearing for years, and she has quite a deep skin tone, so it's nice to see that she has something. I think that's one of her foundations that matches her the absolute best, so it's really nice to see that they're deeper shade range, because some foundation ranges, they can go really deep, but it's like they don't do their research or they don't take the time to actually make it a good shade match. So it's nice to see, and I feel like Bobbi Brown is really well known for their complexion products as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and take some flash photos, put on the rest of my makeup, and I will be right back. Okay, so full face of makeup is on. Like I mentioned, I pulled out a few Bobbi Brown products, so wearing that primer. Then I'm also wearing the bronzing powder, which their bronzing powders are interesting because this looks very kind of light in the pan and in swatches, but it's a really beautiful bronzer color if you have a similar skin tone to me. It's in the shade Natural 1, which again would not be a name that I would expect to work for my skin tone. And then I'm also wearing the Highlight and Glow Powder Duo from holiday last year. Packaging is so pretty. And I'm wearing the gold shade. And then I mixed together two of my favorite Bobbi Brown products. Probably you'll see these in my best of beauty for 2019, but the Crushed Liquid Lipsticks in Peach and Quiet and Haute Cocoa. So I mixed those together. But as for the actual foundation and what we're here to talk about today, I think it's beautiful. It has a really, really nice finish, looks really good on the skin. It's like, lets your skin show through depending on how much you put on, but it also looks quite flawless and gives a really beautiful finished look. Now that I've said it, it's definitely more matte, of course, and I don't know, I feel like I'm having a real good makeup day. I really enjoy this foundation. So for photos, I thought it looked beautiful in both here in my studio lighting here with all the lights and stuff. I mean, it's hard for things to look bad there, but in flash photo, I thought it looked really gorgeous too. And I tend to hate the flash photos because, you know, I never take flash photos with only foundation on, no powder, in a dark room. Like, it's just not a flattering way to take photos, but I thought it looked, I don't know, pretty good. So yeah, I will continue to wear this for a few more hours, and I will check back with you in some natural light to show you how it truly looks. Hello, it is the middle of the day. For once, I'm actually wearing the same shirt that I was wearing when I filmed the morning portion of this video. It's very rare. I feel like every time I check in, I'm wearing like a different shirt. But yeah, things look really good. They feel really good. I think I'm a little far away from you. Nothing has oxidized. Everything still feels really comfortable. I don't have like a lot of oils coming through. And the thing that I noticed the most is it just feels so comfortable. I feel like I've mentioned a couple of times leading up to this review, some of my other 12 Days of Foundation reviews, that I could really feel the foundation on my face, or it had, you know, not enough coverage for the amount of feeling of makeup, but I feel like this feels really lightweight on the skin, but you do get a decent amount of coverage, which I think is pretty cool. So I will continue to wear this for a few more hours and check back with you at the end of the night. Here we are at the end of the day, and I think things look awesome, as to be expected. I have worn this foundation quite a bit, and I really, really do enjoy it. I can see why Bobbi Brown is known for their complexion products and their foundations, because this is gorgeous, beautiful coverage, natural finish, long wearing, very comfortable to wear, looks good in photos, looks good with a more natural face, looks good with a more full face of makeup. I spent a good portion of today using Rue as a pillow, and I think everything still looks really, really good. I did get some little bit of mascara smudging because I was out in the cold, and I was waiting for my lift to come pick me up and my eyes started watering. But anyways, that's besides the point. I think things look really good. I know I got some questions about this foundation when it first launched, and obviously it's taken me a very long time to get around to reviewing it. That is my goal for 2020, is to be better at reviewing foundations after they come out, but for whatever reason, I don't like to review it like the moment it comes out, because I like to be able to test it, and then it kind of just gets pushed to the side and whatever. Anyways, besides the point, I think that this is a delightful foundation. The price tag is definitely up there. It is a high-end foundation, but I think it has a great shade range, and it is really, really a beautiful foundation that I will definitely be continuing to wear. So let me know if you have tried this, what your experience has been, what your skin type is, just in case people are looking for more information, because as always, you know, my review and my thoughts should only be one part of you deciding whether or not you want to purchase something, or, you know, you can just purely watch this for entertainment, whether you're washing the dishes, folding clothes, etc. I do a lot of that too. Actually, I did want to mention, if you like true crime podcasts, I just started listening to Court Junkie, which I think is a really, really good podcast. I've really been enjoying it. I'm about 5 or 6 episodes and now I always start from the beginning. So anyways, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for all of your support on the 12 days of foundation. We've got a couple more days to go, so thank you so much. And if you would like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Samantha Jane YT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!